Allie and welcome back to December Daily for 2021. Today I am doing story number 11 in my album, and yesterday I had a big full page photo, so I knew that I wanted to probably do something along those lines again. Today here in our house has been very cozy, very quiet. The kids have all gone to their other houses now for the next week, and I am doing work and Erin has a list of things to do. So one of the things that we will be doing together at some point is a puzzle, and I was thinking about the puzzle, and I've taken pictures of doing puzzling before and added them into past December dailies, and this is a puzzle that we're just getting started with, and so I decided to put the puzzle in the shape of a wreath and take a picture of it. I stood on my table to take this picture so that I could try to get a big straight down look. And then I've had a couple of different ideas of how I want to deal with this. One thing I wanted to show you is, here's an example. This is a full page 8.5 by 11. If you have a printer at home that prints borderless prints, even if it's not an oversized printer, if you have a printer that prints borderless prints, you can print, 8.25 by 11, which is the size that I'm doing outside of the page protector, So what I did was I tried a couple different things. I typed up some journaling, I put it in a circle, I printed one version where the journaling was inside the circle, and then I had a simple Saturday around the outside. And then I did another version where I did the simple Saturday on the inside, because I started thinking about what if I cut what if I went in here? This is how these things work. This is how I figure out how to do some of this stuff. What if I have that there, I can still go in, I can cut a circle around it, and then this can become a piece. This piece right here, the simple Saturday piece, could become something that you lift it up or move it over to be able to see the journaling underneath. So it gives it an interactive element. A little bit, it's like the next step from just having it printed right directly on the photo, which is a lovely, beautiful option. This gives it a little more, there's a little more craft to it, right? A little more interactivity, a little more playfulness, and so that's what I decided to do on this one. So that's where I'm at right now. Is I have my journaling printed in a circle. Again, I'm doing this in Illustrator. You can do it in Photoshop, lots of different ways that you can get this done for yourself. I know that lots of people don't use Illustrator. Illustrator generally tends to be like people who are doing illustrations, professional graphic design sort of things, and that's why I end up using it. And that's just where it's been the easiest for me to use over the years, but it's really easy to just Google text within a circle in Photoshop and see how to do that. So my plan with this is that I am going to cut this out. I think what I'm going to do is use a craft knife to get it started, and then use scissors to just go around. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle, but I also, on this one, I stuck a thing on the inside to be able to get in to cut it out. And this is kind of my tester version. But I like the idea that maybe the whatever is on here will maybe hang. Maybe I'll hang it or wrap it around there, and it would, something like that. That's where I'm at right now. So I really think, I guess the first step in this one is going to be cutting this circle out. So we're gonna go ahead and just dive in, because that's how things get done. I think that I ended up doing this, it's about 3 1/4 is the size of my circle. So I wanna make sure that this is a little bit bigger, and I know that we're gonna test it out. So let's start. I think if we start over here, again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we need a starting place for our scissors. And if you have one of those, I know Creative Memories used to make a circle cutter. Some of you guys might still have this in your supplies. A circle cutter that had a template. I don't think I have those anymore. I'd have to look a little bit farther to see if I had them. But I do know that what I can do is I can start this with the craft knife. I could go all around with the craft knife, but I don't think I'm very good with that for myself. And I've got to remember that I want to be able to use this. Now, of course, there's a couple things I could do. Like, if I cut it out really bad, obviously I'm just going to print it again, and that's what's going to happen. But if I need to, I can also do it again in a way where it just makes it look like it was better the first time, if that makes any sense. And that's probably what I'm going to do, because I can already tell. I think what I need to do is print it with a small guideline around here, so that when I cut this out, I have something to follow on here. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Let's see how this looks. That way because I need to make sure that I have enough space. Oh yeah, see that? Oh, this is going to be so fun. And that's actually not too bad, but there's a couple spots on there that could be better. So I'm going to print it out again. I am going to do a little bit of a line, like I said, a drawn line on there. Oh, but that's like the perfect spot. Okay, I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna work. And then I can put something else on the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over to the computer. I'm gonna draw a circle in my computer program there, even if it's the repetition of like this circle a second time, so that I could follow it around. I think that might be what I will do. All right, while that is printing out, I want to kind of see, let's do a tester idea. This is where I was thinking that I could, like, let's see. If we do something, I kind of wonder, again, right, this is what's cool about when you do it multiple times, you can kind of have a tester. I'm putting a hole in the top there, because I'm wondering if I can, I don't know if we're gonna need that or not. Let's see. I'm kind of just curious about, like, if I hang it, how can we do this in a way where it comes through here? So it's like it's hanging, right? But it can be moved around a little bit. Actually, I think that would work great. Like, I could loop it through here a few times. Let's see what that. See how it's gonna make it. Yeah, if I just have it go through there where it has a spot, right? But this can still move. Okay, so here's the version that I printed out again. This is the line, right, the real faint line that I did around there. Let's see if I can cut that out any better this time. Still needs to start somewhere. Okay, that is pretty darn good. Let's see how this fits behind there. You know how exciting it is when something like that works out? I know you guys know. I know you know. I know you know. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out. Like, let's get it all in the right spot here. Trim off the edges. Okay, so obviously lots of different fun parts on this one. The fun part of the construction, right? Of figuring out how this is all gonna work together. The fun part of telling the story. Like, I always like telling just the, you know, getting the basic stuff written down. And in this case, that's the journaling that I did. It's very much just like, what did I do today? Like, what were the different things that I've done, at least so far today. Most days for December Daily, I get up in the morning and I do my project right away. It's the first thing. But on the weekends, I don't necessarily want to do that. And so today I did other things. And so that's a little bit of what the journaling talks about. Now, this is where we got to consider that idea of what I was trying to do before, which is I had a cut or punched a hole in here at the top to be able to have that wrap around there. And I'm pretty sure that's what I want to do. So let's see if we can make that happen with some of this twine. You could use any kind of ribbon or whatever you had to. One of the things I love about this particular punch, this hole punch here, is that it has all these different options for, I'm going to mark it because I can't see, for sizes. So that's kind of fun. Okay, I kind of want it right in the middle. Alright, so we have this. Oh yeah, I'm going to put something on the other side too. I got to figure out what that is going to be. And then the way that I tried it on the other one was just by putting something that's like kind of right above it. Let's try that right there. So we have a little hole. It's hopefully in the middle. Yeah, it looks like it's in the middle. Okay. So I think that we should be able to, let's see, that's the bottom. That's good to know. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to trim a little bit of that, and that's fine. I'm gonna do adhesive along the bottom right now just so I know that I'm in the right spot. It's really fun, I think, to have photos back to back and let the photos become the pages. I mean, that's something that I've long enjoyed doing in this project, you know, working outside the page protectors. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer on the bottom there. Okay, and then I'm going to temporarily, I think, adhere this in place so that we know where that's going to be. Find my Scotch tape. I also think it's really fun to use photography as a way to create homes for stories, just like this, right? Especially thinking about shapes. Thinking about shapes and the ways that we can, use shapes to hold journaling or hold other things too, right? Like inside this wreath, again, circles. Inside this wreath, you could have a different photo. Maybe you have a photo of your family, or you have some other embellishment that's like popped up out of the middle, right? That would be fun as well. But I love how this one feels playful. It's definitely a nod to the puzzles that we like doing. This particular puzzle is a cassette. It's a picture of a bunch of different cassette tapes. Looks really fun. So I'm excited about that one because I like ones that have shapes. Again, shapes, you should be so surprised. All right, so I want to put something on the back. Let's figure out what we want to put on the back there. And then this is where we're going to wrap the twine. I think I've showed you guys this before. This is the baker's twine that I've had probably since that original December Daily in like 2006. And I haven't really indented this baker's twine very much, but I've had it forever. Again, the idea here being that we would just twist it through. Okay, so before I do that though, I want to add something on the back here. Probably a pattern paper. So let me look at the pattern papers and see which one feels good today. This one's almost It's just a little scratch piece of paper that I had. I think I'm gonna go with the red though. I'm gonna just add that on there. Okay, one thing I'm not sure, let's try tying this on here first and then see kind of, so what I was thinking is that you just kind of go over and under a few times and, okay, so that's essentially there, right? That it would be like this, where you could move this. Yeah, I feel like that works. You can also add in, do I want to add another little, like a hanging embellishment? That could happen right here too. But I think that that's going to work. There's probably, you know, there's probably lots of different ways that that could happen. But this is kind of a, that seems to work just fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere the rest of this down. I'm going to look and see in my fun little boxes of joy. I was also thinking too, these are from the advent calendar. I was kind of thinking of like putting 3 of these around here. Or something, some sort of embellishment. I'm not sure yet. Let me see. I got excited because I started thinking about, I've got all these numbers, so we could easily put like a little whoop. All right, so I ended up adding on that metal number 11 and a little piece metal token also from Tim Holtz. And then on the back of the circle there, I am adding one of the fabric patches that we had in the collection this year. That one says Merry and Bright. With the metal tokens, I decided, this took me a while to kind of figure it out, but what I ended up doing was I tied them on the Simple Saturday circle and then went ahead and did tying the twine through or looping the twine through. So it's basically, I ended up doing that just like I had originally set out to do. I really like how it turned out. I think it's kind of a fun way to play around with that. I'm also adding on, for embellishments, I decided I have some of these little Tim Holtz glass stars. I've used them before. And I just did 3 of them and they just kind of get tucked right into some of those puzzle pieces. And I really liked how that looked. I mean, lots and lots of different embellishments could go on here, but I like to go in with something that was pretty subtle, and you wouldn't necessarily see it, I think, unless you were looking closely for them. They almost just become a part of the puzzle. So really fun page to put together today. Obviously, lots of like construction related to it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and it turned out better than I thought it was going to. So that's always fun as well. I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow.